Dr. D. Hey. What are you doing?
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Miss.
Oh, you're working.
Hi, Miss K. No, yeah, I'm.
Hey.
I'm at work, so I'm working.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're so rad. Hey, did you hear about Jason and Vicky?
No.
They're totally going out. No, it's confirmed. Like, everybody's talking about it. They're for sure going out. They've been like, oh, for a long time I thought, Jason stares at me all the time. I thought he was going to ask me out.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm definitely smarter than Vicky, and I'm way prettier.
Right.
So, I don't know. But anyway, they're going out totally. Oh, did you see Mr. Collins coming out of the boss's office today? He looked so angry. I think this company's going down.
Miss K,
I'm pretty sure. We're gonna all have to look for jobs.
No, I mean, I'm
It's
trying
gonna
to
be a mess.
work.
He looked so pissed off. Yeah. Oh, speaking of, hey, how much money do you make?
Miss K, I'm just not. I'm not comfortable having this conversation.
The reason why is I'm just, I'm just kind of taking a poll to find out how much people are making, because I feel like I should be getting a raise. It's like it's like I'm overworked and underpaid.
Wow.
You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Look, I'm really trying to work. I'm trying to get some
I know.
work
You're
done.
always working so hard. You work so hard all the time.
This is work. This is work.
You're totally
So-
rad. You always work. That's awesome.
Okay.
You're awesome.
All
Oh,
right.
look, I'm gonna hit the toilet. I had Mexican for breakfast again, so I'm a mess right now. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, when I get back, I gotta tell you about the new the Secretary of Finance.
Oh, Miss K.
She's a mess.
Oh, okay.
You're not gonna believe what I'm gonna tell you. I gotta hit the toilet. I'll be back.
Okay. Oh. Kill me. Kill me.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Weekly Wellness with Miss K and Dr. D. I'm Miss K, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker here in Indianapolis.
And I'm Dr. D, and I'm a licensed clinical psychologist here in Indianapolis.
And thank you for joining us this week. We are.
I lost my 80s
Oh, she lost her 80s pearls. Oh no.
My 80s, and
Oh no, plastic. Oh, it's gorgeous.
They
It's
really
gorgeous.
are pearls.
What a gorgeous decade. So this week we're talking about
Conflict in the
workplace.
workplace. Conflict in the workplace.
conflict in the workplace,
And how to deal with it.
how to deal with it,
Yeah.
how to deal with the
Annoying.
the personalities that everybody has to
Yes.
kind of have to deal with
The
when you
more,
work with a group
the
of
more
people.
the more difficult folks at work who may get in your way of getting your job done, and who just don't ever seem to shut up.
Well, yes, that is one of the personalities that we're
Right.
going to talk about. But it's
Right.
it's dealing with all those
Difficult,
personalities.
yeah.
And I'm still talking like that.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
I just
dealing with-
want to make an observation. You wear the mullet really well.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's pretty stunning. It's pretty great. Yeah, that was a senior picture right
No
there.
kidding.
It's good. Yeah, it looks good. That's
all right. So
These
yeah,
are our
so
mother's glasses.
my mom's glasses. I think it was they were 80s
Oh
glasses.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
86-ish.
So we have. I really can't see too well here. There we go. So these situations that anybody who, unless you work from home on your own,
Yeah, you're dealing with people
You
who
are dealing-
potentially are difficult
very
people
difficult
to deal with.
and can cause emotional turmoil
Yeah.
in the workplace for
Yeah.
you and other coworkers.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Um,
Because what happens when these people, when you're going to work and you have to deal with these folks? What are some of the negative consequences of dealing with these people?
So
There's a number of them.
many.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're creating. So when you are dreading going to the
Yes.
place where you work every
Because
day,
you have to deal with folks that you
Because-
don't know how to
Yes.
function with, right?
I mean that you're making yourself miserable.
Yeah.
I mean, we all, most of us have to work daily, and
So you create a negative
you
work
create
environment.
a negative work environment that is miserable
Right.
to go to. You may potentially get yourself into trouble at work.
Yeah.
For the more you engage in negative
Yeah.
activities and conversations and gossip, you may be putting yourself at risk for potentially losing your job, getting written up, all kinds of things that happen when you.
And trying to stop this person or trying to disengage from this person may cause some backbiting in the workplace, which is incredibly uncomfortable.
And just
it just creates a negative work environment.
Right, and just the unwanted conflict that happens, and ultimately, it degrades productivity.
Right.
self-esteem,
mental
of
health.
you and coworkers.
Yeah, it's difficult to have these people in your life.
Right.
So who are these people, Ms. K? There's a lot of them. And who are they?
Yes, there are a lot
How
of them.
How would we classify them?
A number of these I have worked personally with, and many of you have too. There is
the poopsters.
The poopsters, we all know. So the coworker that is just thrives on chaos.
Always wants to create it. Always wants to make it.
Yes. Yeah. Thriving in chaos and
make
just
some kind of story about it.
Oh yeah, everything is like, oh my gosh. Yeah. You know, just and that goes along kind of with the drama.
Yeah, the drama
creators.
Kings or the drama queens, just stirring it up, just making chaos.
Just making chaos because that's what they thrive on.
Right.
And yes, worked personally with a number of those folks. The gossips, of course.
The gossips. Yeah. Which kind of, people just don't stop. Even if they're not being malicious, they just don't shut up. They don't stop. So even when you're trying to get your work done and things are going okay for you, here they come. Here they come. And I've had that experience many times.
We've all had that experience.
Where you just feel your stomach going to a little knot because here they come. I'm just getting started here. I'm working on if things are going okay. And then here comes Ms. K.
And here comes Ms. K.
Here comes Ms. K.
And so I mean we've
with their mullet.
With their mullet, yes. There's also the coworkers that are purposefully malicious and potentially trying to do serious damage to you or other coworkers. Right. People that I've worked with that have had pretty serious conflicts with other coworkers, and they're also trying to recruit others to be against a particular employee. It just,
which is lunacy.
And but having a genuine sort of malice towards somebody that
just being malicious
and.
Just hate mongers.
Hate mongers.
Hate mongers.
Mongering hate.
Mongering hate.
That's not a...
Don't monger hate.
Monger's not a verb, is it? Monger. I like to monger. No, it's...
No,
it is?
Can one monger? Can there be one who... To monger?
To monger.
Hate
monger.
Monger.
I create... hate. I don't know.
We'd have to look
don't know.
Up what is it? I'd have to see if it's a verb.
Yeah. Well, we know those people.
One who mongers.
One who mongers.
It's a good word, though.
Gosh. And another person that... Victims.
Yeah.
So a person, for example, that I worked with that had just constant drama, really just total chaos in their personal life, and would bring that into work and literally cry daily about at work with people that she didn't really know that well, but would cry about the various just chaotic, crazy situations of her personal life.
Yeah.
And then there's the victim that is like, oh, everyone's out to get me.
Yeah, at work.
At work.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my boss is totally targeting me. And
yeah.
So anyway, these are all the different.
Yeah, just very difficult people.
The different types
to deal
with personalities.
And can really affect your ability to do well at your own job and keep your own stuff together.
Exactly.
Right.
And
yeah.
So
it's also important to note that you may be one of these people.
So this is another thing. So
this may be a realization that it's possible you may realize that you are someone who likes to make chaos at work, or you tend to kind of fall into the victim position.
Right.
Or you're a gossiper, whatever.
Yeah, and I think, part of what we like to do and promote with our, with being
with
personal
weekly wellness, with weekly
is
wellness.
To be self-aware and to be paying attention to how you think and behave and the reactions that perhaps you are getting from other people, just to learn to pay attention to yourself and to be aware of what you're doing.
And so if you are one of these people, it's okay. You can fix it.
Right.
It's not a lost cause.
But see if perhaps maybe you fit into one of these categories.
Your monobrow
and it's okay.
is so intense. It's difficult.
It's not a monobrow.
It's difficult to look at.
It's like Brooke Shields' eyebrows.
But no, it's not.
It is.
No. Mm-mm. No, you're talking about like Blue Lagoon.
Brooke Shields.
Like during like Blue Lagoon, that time?
Yeah, that time.
No.
It's just like that. I look just like her.
No.
So.
Awful.
Not awful.
No, it's pretty awful.
Natural beauty. So.
All right, so what are you going to do?
Right. Okay, so
Number
ultimately,
1.
3 tips
Yes.
for dealing with what we're talking about here.
Be preventive.
Okay, yes. Number 1.
Be preventive.
Be preventive. What does that? Okay, number 2. We'll talk about that. What that means. in a second. Number 2. Talk to the person.
Have a conversation.
Have a frank, perhaps uncomfortable conversation.
Right. Or multiple.
Conversations. But yes, we'll talk about that in a second.
Number 3, you may need to get your boss on board. You may need to talk to your boss.
You may need to talk to your boss.
Yeah.
And we'll. Okay. So
Yeah.
yes, those are the 3 tips.
So number 1.
Number 1, what does it mean to be preventive in this particular circumstance?
So if you have the opportunity, if you're just starting a new job, or you feel like you're not being as productive as you want to be because there's some of these folks that are kind of entering your work environment. Number 1 is start setting up better boundaries.
Yes.
Right from the get. God, those glasses are just hideous. You're hard to look at. You're hard to look. I'm going to look straight ahead.
That's upsetting.
So set up better boundaries. Whereas, when you're in the workplace, you're doing your work.
Right.
Maybe you even say, hey, when I'm at my desk, this is when I'm working. It doesn't mean you can't have friendships or talk to people at work, but it means that you've set up a specific understanding with those with whom you engage. Right. That when you're at your work, when you're at your desk, you're doing your work, and you don't really like to be bothered.
And setting up that, ultimately
understanding.
Understanding with coworkers from the beginning. I mean, ultimately they will respect your professionalism. It doesn't mean that you can't be friends again, just like you were saying, but it does establish that, hey, I do care about my job, and I am actually here to work. And, and don't engage with the gossip.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to avoid, but you can set up that boundary of being a professional person.
Yeah.
And
good Lord. Yeah. No, it's true. You can set that up, and
you can, and you should.
So number. Right. So that right.
So
Was
don't
engage.
Don't engage in the negative talking.
Yeah.
Establish
yourself as a professional. That you're here to do a job, and you don't talk when you're trying to get your work done. Period.
And you do, you do teach people how to treat you.
You do.
And so, if you are going to be Miss or Mr. Gossip from the beginning, that is what is going to be expected of you. Yeah. And it's going to be more difficult to ward that off if you decide, oh, that's really not doing me any favors.
Right.
Because
even back in grade school, I remember being annoyed with people who would talk to me when I was trying to get my work done. Mm-hmm. And I may have come across as a little bit bitchy, maybe, even as a kid, just like, I'm trying to work, leave me alone. But it works, and people tend to leave you alone.
Right. And here's the thing. It's not that we're not friendly people.
Oh, we're incredibly friendly.
We're so friendly.
So friendly.
So friendly.
Incredibly
friendly.
And
it's not that we can't, but we're just trying to say that, yes, you can develop positive friendships, I mean, in your workplace.
Uh-huh. But still still have good boundaries in terms
having
of
good, exactly.
When it's time to work.
I worked at a place once, I must say, where I actually began to recognize the sound of certain footsteps that were coming toward my desk. And seriously, because of the hard floor, and I recognized certain footsteps. And as soon as I heard them coming toward my desk, because they would come around the corner, I had an opportunity at that moment to pick up the phone and act like I was on a phone call. And I did it all the time. And they would see that I was on the phone call. Is this terrible? Is this mean?
No,
but I had to get stuff done. And so I was on the phone call, and they would want to come right by and start chatter. Oh, I'm on the phone.
Right.
Walk right on by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
clever.
That's very
clever.
No,
it did work. But here's the thing: is sometimes you have to, do things like that.
Yes, you have to.
But
okay. So all right, that's enough of that.
So number two.
Talk to the person.
You may have to have an uncomfortable, frank conversation with somebody.
So Miss K comes up to me, and I say, and I'm doing my work.
What are you doing, Dr. D?
And
you're always so busy.
Right. And I say something like, you know what, Miss K? I feel like you and I have often done a lot of gossiping. And it's difficult for me to get my work done when I gossip with you all the time. So I need to stop doing that.
And here's what we're doing here. Here's
what are we doing? What am I doing?
Well, you are not pushing everything on me.
I'm not saying Miss K.
You're taking some responsibility. You're like, hey, look, when we do this,
right,
I don't get my work done. But you're admitting that, hey, I'm involved in this
too.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, hey,
it's like,
I need to stop. I need to stop engaging in the gossip.
Right.
But the thing is, especially with people like Miss K,
like me,
one of the things is I may need to have that conversation a number of times. Right. I mean,
I may not be very
right. I may need to
insightful.
I may need to say again, repeat this again and again. Miss K, remember when we had that conversation about what was going on for me? Why we can't do the gossiping all the time?
Right.
I really feel like we need to stop doing that. Right. You might even put it at this point. You might even say, "Hey, I'm afraid I might lose my job."
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, Miss K, I'm afraid I might lose my job. I really need to stop gossiping.
Right.
I'm sorry. Maybe we can talk during lunch or something like that.
Right.
But when I'm at my desk, I can't be engaged with.
Right. You. And you may have to have that again, like conversation
many times with Miss K. Good Lord, many times. Yeah.
Now yes, you may need to have that numerous times with me, because I don't get it.
Right. And you clearly does not get it.
Yeah, right. And so. Right.
So multiple conversations with the person.
Right.
Now, what about was like the victim-y person?
So you've got So that victim-y colleague. Is just like
got in trouble again.
And I'm gonna get another write-up. I'm gonna get another write-up for this, and just like, hey. They're trying to engage with you. Look at all the things that are happening to me. Don't you feel so bad for me?
Right.
Can you believe they're going after me like this?
And so I might say something like,
"Can you believe it?"
I might say, instead of feeding into the victimhood, right? Because if I say, God, they got you again. Oh, man, Miss K, it's so unfair. What I might say to her then is, well, what could you have done differently so that this didn't happen?
Right, and this can be in a helping way, not in an accusatory way necessarily. Let me adjust my glasses, but in a helpful way, like, okay, so let's look at, hey, what could have been? I don't know, what could have happened here that would have made this? Yeah, like
how could it have been different for you?
How could it have been different? How could we not let this happen again? Like,
almost. And I'm asking you to take some accountability, really.
You yes.
Instead of feeding into the victimhood, I'm saying,
yes,
Ms. K,
but
this keeps happening. What could you have done differently?
But it's almost in a helpful way, so you're not insulting and pushing them away.
Right.
Like I feel you're pushing me away.
But what might happen though is that you're now annoyed because I don't want to feed into the victimhood.
That is true.
And so you may find there's no reward in my talking to you. Right.
I'm not getting any of that comfort and that,
because I don't want to feed into it.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, ultimately you may have to deal with that victim-y colleague.
Sorry, I was in Chicago all day. I'm really tired. I just did all that drive. I didn't drive. I was driven, but it was a long way.
Yeah.
So I'm really tired.
Chicago.
Very tired. Very tired. All right. So, number 3.
And so
did we cover that?
Well, we did.
Talking to people.
And again, like I know we had mentioned, like also dealing with that negative person. So yeah, just again, like emphasizing that, hey, when we start talking bad about people, I just like
brings me down,
and I'm just trying to be a little more positive.
Yeah, bring a little levity.
Exactly.
Levity.
Ah, my jaw just cracked.
Levity.
Number 3.
Right.
Talking.
Okay, so if all else fails, you may need to just talk to your boss. You may need to actually go to your boss and say, "Look, Miss K is a pain in my tuchus. She's very difficult. I'm not getting my work done, and maybe I don't want to get her in trouble. But look, something's got to be done. I've tried talking to her.
There's a cat in our office.
I've tried talking to her.
You've tried talking to me.
And I've been tried different ways of dealing with her, and I can't get through to her. I really need somebody else to talk to her.
Right. And that may be
your last resort.
Right.
I really think having the conversations first,
Yes.
Setting up better boundaries
from
for
the
yourself,
very beginning.
And then having the conversation is incredibly important.
Yeah.
And if all else fails, then you may be stuck talking to the boss, which I think most people don't really want to do that, because I don't really want to get Miss K in trouble. I mean, she's annoying as hell, but I don't want her to get in trouble. But it may be my only option.
Right. Exactly. In this scenario, the unfortunate scenario, when the irritating or malicious or backbiting person
right.
is your boss.
What do you do about that?
Then what? And this happens, obviously.
Yeah, this happens a lot.
I know a person that is going through this right now.
Right.
So what happens when that boss is
the backbiter?
The
backbiter,
or the incredibly difficult or potentially malicious person that is causing you a lot of stress.
Really, you just have a couple options. There's not a lot you can do, honestly. So there's number one is that you could go, depending on what kind of relationships you have as far as HR is concerned, you could go to HR, and if you don't want to name names, you might be able to say something like, hey, hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically, what if?
Yeah. Off the record, hypothetically speaking, what if somebody had somebody who was in charge of them, and that person was being negative to the point that that this person might be afraid they might lose their job.
Right.
And see what HR says.
Right.
That's one way of dealing with it. But what did we actually find when we were looking?
When we were sort of checking into how this scenario could play out,
there was really just one solution they offered.
There is, if that is truly your situation, and you are dealing with that kind of a boss that is so negative.
Oh, wait, what did Roberta say? Levity means frivolous or humorous. Now we said what, Roberta.
Bertles. No.
We're talking levity, bringing some levity, not seriousness.
Yeah, Bertles. I think you misunderstood us.
Oh, Bertles wants to have Dr. Mr. Professor Points.
Oh, I know. Dr. Mr. Professor, he's going to be back again. He's
not a mullet wearer.
Oh, does he have a well, he could. He could.
I don't. Anyway.
So that, ultimately, if that is your boss, that is that negative and causing that much stress, is that this ultimately is maybe not the place for you to work, and maybe not the person for you to work for. And you may just need to...
What we found was, what the experts say, is there's no amount of money that's worth going into a environment that is that negative and that...
Right.
There's self-esteem and self...
You don't deserve to be in that position with anyone.
Regardless.
No. And so you may need to be investigating other areas to other employment opportunities.
To go be professional.
Because really, if that's the situation for you and you can't go above that boss and you can't get some assistance from HR in some kind of way, then it may be time to start looking for some place where you are respected and where you,
if that's possible,
where you feel that you can actually do your job and feel good about yourself.
All right. So finally, we talked about what if you found out that you are that person. You are the person who, maybe I was distracted by the glasses, is what Bertles said. It's possible, Bertles. Those are Karen's, by the way. Those are Karen's glasses.
My mama.
So, mine too. So,
that's right. That's totally right. I forgot about that. So you're that person.
What if
you're
you find out that you're that person?
I think I kind of do that.
Is it salvageable? If you find out that you're the poopster or the drama king or the negative victimhood, what can you do?
I think, and so you had mentioned kind of paying attention to, okay, how often am I getting up and doing the rounds around the office?
And who am I bugging? Who am I bugging when I get up and walk around the office?
Right.
And actually paying attention to how people respond to you.
How
are people picking up the phone?
Are they always on the phone when you come around?
Past.
That seems a little odd.
Yeah.
That seems a little strange. But I mean, seriously, are you getting your work done? And how much are you going... how much are you going around and just kind of checking in with people? And another thing is when you are going up to somebody and you know you're about to start saying something negative about somebody, start gossiping, start trying to stir up drama. You know when you're about to do that. Don't even start.
Yeah. Stop! Grow up!
If you're
bringing negativity into the workplace, if you're just making it, if you're there to create drama, if you're there to create chaos, stop. Stop!
Pay attention to yourself and your actions, your behaviors, and what you are choosing to engage in and perhaps initiating with other people.
Yeah.
Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to what you're doing.
It's not too late. I am a firm believer it is never too late to start doing something different. It's just never too late to start doing something different.
Absolutely.
And so if you find that this is kind of the path you're on, take another path. Just start doing something different.
Right.
And if you feel like you can't sit at your desk for a long period of time because you need more stimulation, get up and take a walk. Go do something else.
Right.
You know, but leave your coworkers to do their job because they need to get their stuff done. And just help create a better environment. You don't need to feed into the crap.
And you had mentioned it doesn't take long for you to reestablish yourself as somebody that, hey,
operates differently.
So-and-so, she's not really, irritating people anymore.
Yeah.
She's actually getting a lot of work done. I see her more sitting at her desk.
Yeah. It's like 3 weeks. But about 3 weeks, people will start to notice, oh, Miss K isn't in my face all the time.
Not that you wouldn't want me there, but people do start to notice that, and you can make those changes.
You can. You can start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or tonight.
I'm going to start now.
Or tonight if you work at night.
Mm-hmm. Right. But just these are important things to pay attention to.
Yeah. But it goes beyond the workplace because this type of stuff is ubiquitous. It's for all different interpersonal relationships.
It is.
Setting up good boundaries, keeping your damn mouth shut, saying nice stuff instead of saying negative stuff.
Right.
If you know that you're about ready to go say something obnoxious, don't.
Right. And don't
let people live their lives and don't. You may not need to get yourself involved in that.
Right. And you have a right to express your feelings to your loved ones.
No question.
And remember, though, as far as the workplace, keeping the workplace, remembering that this is supposed to be a professional environment. Mm-hmm. So, pay attention to those boundaries.
Freezing cold.
Are you really?
I am shaking because that heater's not on anymore.
Wow.
It went off.
Well.
And I'm really tired.
I know. You're very sleepy. Uh-huh. So, yes, thank you for joining us. And a final note.
What?
A final note.
What? What?
I don't have one. I thought maybe.
Oh no, I don't have one.
Okay.
I don't have one.
Okay. It's late tonight. We're broadcasting late this evening.
That's right, Paula. Doggone it. Paula is absolutely fantastic, by the way. She is wonderful.
I don't know her, but
you should. Everybody should know Paula.
Okay. Hi, Paula.
And she says that anything that costs you your peace of mind is too expensive.
That is
absolutely 100% correct.
Wise words.
Yeah, Paula's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're amazing, Paula.
She is. She's pretty awesome.
You are. Mm-hmm. Okay.
She helped me get my Mr. Dr. Professor points.
Oh.
Yeah, Paula was involved in that process.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks,
we
Paula.
love Dr. Professor. So go to bed, everybody. We are. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back next week.
We will, hopefully at the usual
at the regular
time at
7:30-ish time.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful weekend, and I'm not sure what we're discussing next week, but
I don't have any clue.
We'll figure that out.
It'll be something.
Have a great day.
Or if somebody has an idea of what we should talk about, let us know.
We're always open for suggestions. If there's things that you would like to see discussed on Weekly Wellness.
Mullet?
Yeah, and anytime I can bring out the mullet, we're all over that. But have a wonderful day at work tomorrow, and have a great weekend.
Be nice.
And we'll see
nice to
you.
each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like and share.
Like and share. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.